Good morning. I'm Janie Parrish, and I'm with the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce, and I'm so excited to talk to Nate Eppink, who is the director of our Medina County Park District. And the reason I'm excited to talk to Nate is there is a levy coming up on our Medina County ballots for November 4th. And I think it's so important to know what you do, Nate, with the money that you get. And so I'm so glad that you agreed to visit with me today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the invitation.
Sure.
It's not only election season, but this is our 60th anniversary as well. So there's a lot of good things happening in the Park District.
That's pretty impressive. 60 years.
Yep.
So that was 1965.
Yes, April 19th, 1965, petition before the probate judge. About 60 individuals appeared, and everyone was in favor of establishing the Park District 60 years ago.
So now, 60 years later, where are you at?
So this summer, we announced that we have surpassed 9,000 acres as an organization. To put that into perspective, that equates to about 3.3% of the county that we protect. So 9,000 sounds like a lot, but it's really not a whole lot of land. And in that acreage, we are looking to preserve those special natural resource rich places. You know, a lot of people are familiar with some of our bigger parks, Buckeye Woods, Allerdale, Mugridge Park. But we've been pretty fortunate in recent years to receive some donations of land. We're opening some new parks this year as part of the anniversary. And we've also been able to acquire some land with grants and from generous individuals who maybe can't donate the land, but they've given us the gift of time to put some different funding sources together so we can protect more of those wild places.
Holy smokes. It does sound like a huge amount of land. And it is a huge amount of land.
It is. But when you think about the county as a whole, 3.3% is not a whole lot of land for recreation, but also, wildlife habitat and the wetlands in our parks. Wetlands are nature's filters. We all need clean water. We need clean air. And so the parks are a lot of things to many different people.
And they're also beautiful.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Well, how many people work at the Park District?
So including me, we have 41 people at Medina County Park District.
Okay.
We all wear many hats.
Sure.
But, we have a planning department, natural resources department, our interpretive department, which, manages our programs and puts on special events. There's the administration. We even have our own police department. That's a surprise to some people, but when folks come to the Medina County parks, they expect clean, safe areas, and that's what we deliver on.
Oh, and I love that because that's what you want.
That's right.
That is exactly what you want. My grandsons did the fishing camp.
Okay.
And how cool was that? And they, when we're talking about fish, they get their little booklet out, and they're going through it to tell me about the different kinds of fish. But that's just one of the bajillion programs that you have.
Yes, we have 5 naturalists who put on our programs, and then our volunteer coordinator who is part of that department. And just in 2024, those 5, or let's say 6 people, were responsible for over 300 free programs in the Park District.
Do you charge for any of the programs?
Very rarely. The
Okay.
only times we might charge for a program or for a camp is if there's some materials involved or there's an outside instructor that we need to bring in. But 99% of what we offer is free.
And that's so wonderful because I know when I was a single mom, to take money to do something like that, it just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Even though I would want my daughter to have that opportunity, it's still money out of your household. So I think that is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, this time of year, especially with being on the ballot, statewide taxes are under a microscope.
Sure.
Costs of materials and everything across the board. Just day to day to keep your household going. Everything costs more money. So even though there is a small tax that funds the Park District, and we're answering a lot of questions about that, what I know people appreciate is that from day to day, you can visit any one of our 24 parks and preserves. We have 60 plus trails in the Park District now. And for you to visit and just get out and enjoy nature, or to go fishing, or to, ride your bike, or just sit at a bench and, think, meditate, sit with a friend, it costs you nothing.
And boy, and what a bargain that is.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's for sure. And our parks are such a, as a Chamber of Commerce director, such a great economic tool.
Yes, and I think we will experience even more of that in the future with some of the areas we're developing. As we record this, the Shotwell Gardens at Lake Medina in Medina Township is set to open. That is a new third entrance to that park with some native gardens. It's a programming space for small concerts and arts activities. It's a new gateway to that popular destination. A couple years from now, we'll have multiple points of access to the former Chippewa Lake Amusement Park. That is relatively centrally located in the county. If we can connect that via trail to Buckeye Woods, which isn't far away, that is really going to become a regional destination where people can hike, fish, kayak, bring a boat, go horseback riding, just enjoy the sunset, and see a Ferris wheel, see an old children's roller coaster, because in acquiring and then restoring some of that land, we've protected those old relics. So I know from, talking to the other chambers, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, there's a lot of interest in what we're doing, because we will no doubt bring people to Medina County where then they'll want to spend more time and spend money.
Right. And that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, absolutely. But not only that, but looking for our own family.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, because there's so much to do in so many different ways. But I'm excited about the Chippewa Lake, the whole park. And you've taken two tours. You've guided 2 tours with us, with the chamber, down at Chippewa Lake, the old amusement park. And when you turn that kind of corner and see that Ferris wheel, it's almost jarring to see that. Yeah, you just think about how many times that went around, and the memories that Ferris wheel made.
Yep.
And I remember the little bugs, the
tumble bug.
The tumble bugs.
Yes, yeah.
I didn't see any bugs.
Well, as a natural area park, there will be bugs, there will be wildlife. We're not going to have an operational amusement park. It's funny you mentioned the memories that people have, because I just recently led a small group through there on behalf of the Chippewa Lake Historical Society.
Oh.
And one of the guests remembered being young, like 4 or 5 years old, and being on that Ferris wheel. And she told me that she was terrified.
Well, sure.
Well, coming back to it now, she said, wow, that was so much bigger when I was little. Because, everything is huge when you're little.
When you're little.
But, that was kind of funny. The folks that I've talked to who have lived here their entire lives, local high schools had prom, some had homecoming there. A lot of individuals, their dad or grandfather, their company picnics were at the Chippewa Lake Amusement Park. So through restoring it, providing public access, we're going to reconnect people with some of those memories. The Chippewa Lake Historical Society, the Chippewa Yacht Club, Chippewa Ski Team, they're all doing some cool things. And it's just going to become a park once again, because 40 plus years that area was largely abandoned. It'll never be like it was in the heyday in the 40s and 50s with rides in the ballroom.
Sure.
But it'll definitely bring people to Medina County.
And boy, and the thing of it is you can start at one park, and then throughout the year, almost you can keep going, and then go back and see the different seasons. Your parks are beautiful.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Every one of our parks is a little different, has its own kind of personality. Everybody seems to have a favorite that they go to, but, they change, they evolve over time, different seasons, trees grow, things change. And there's always something new to see.
Yes, and you never know what kind of wildlife you're going to see, and that's pretty amazing, too.
It is.
Yeah, I like that when I still think that seeing a deer is one of those things that you go, yeah.
We have a lot of them.
Yes.
Some places are overrun with them.
I know, yeah.
But, Chippewa Lake, Lake Medina, There's a number of areas. I still love seeing bald eagles.
Oh, okay.
We have several active nests in Medina County. There's one at Chippewa Lake. I've seen bald eagles in Sharon Township, in Granger Township, Medina Township, flying over some of our parks. That's fascinating. And there's some sandhill cranes in the area at Buckeye Woods. Those are fascinating. So yeah, if you close the phone, put it in your pocket, take out the earbuds, you'll see and hear things maybe that you're not expecting.
Now, and I did want to ask you, can you tell us about the levy, please?
Yes.
Because, as soon as people hear taxes, they're like, wait a minute. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so Medina County Park District, as I said, this is our 60th year. We passed our first property tax levy in 1989. So early on, we received some nice gifts of land, some grants, but growth was relatively slow going.
Okay.
From really 89, I'll start with 93, when my predecessor, Tom James, became the director. And he was in that chair for 25 years. That's when we saw exceptional growth, because there was one property tax dedicated to Medina County Park District for acquisition, development, you name it.
Okay.
So still to this day, we are funded by one property tax, but it is not a permanent source of funding. The current levy will only fund us through 26.
Okay.
So what we have on the ballot this fall, on November 4th, is a renewal of the existing levy, and then a small increase of $0.25 mil. And only the $0.25 mil increase will collect at the new appraised rates. So, I've seen questions about and answered questions about the reappraisal letters. Well, my property's worth more. Won't this bring in more money for you? And the answer is no. It's a fixed amount. The only increase in funding, in revenue that we see with that levy is based on new construction.
Okay.
So it's a fixed amount levy. The levy on the ballot, which is a $1.25 mil, but that includes a small increase of $0.25 mil, that'll generate $6.7 million per year to fund everything that we do. Land acquisition, development, operations, you name it, repairs, salaries, of course. We have 41 people.
Sure.
It takes a great crew to keep our parks clean, green, and safe. Mm-hmm. We've done a great job for several decades of securing grants from the state, from ODNR, different sources, state capital dollars. But we need local dollars. We need to leverage those local dollars in order for those grants to happen. Many grants that we are eligible to receive are reimbursable, or they'll only cover a portion of a project. So we have two projects right now, two paved trail projects that are $1 million apiece. We have grant dollars paying for portions of those, but we have to foot the bill up front. So not only do we need those local dollars, we have to budget several years out and plan for repairs and construction. But that's what makes it kind of fun and interesting. We've got, as I mentioned before, we've got willing sellers and partners and people who want to see the expansion of the park district when it makes sense. So we're trying to be very strategic, and this levy will give us the best chance to continue to build and maintain great parks through 2036. It's a 10-year renewal with a small increase. Yeah.
Now, as you know, our board of directors endorsed the levy.
Yes.
And it wasn't even a question. Yeah, everybody uses the parks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here locally in Wadsworth, as you know, Holmesbrook Park is managed by us. When I became the director in 2018, one of the first things I did was reach out to the city, to the mayor and the administration, and I said, I think it's important for us to have a presence in the city limits. So we signed several years ago a 50-year lease for Holmesbrook Park, and we have invested several $100,000 into Holmesbrook Park to add picnic shelter, redid the parking lot, new restroom building. We're repairing and extending the asphalt trail right now, and there's some more things to come. That's the closest park here to the city of Wadsworth. But we have so many other great areas that are just a very short drive away. So, there's always something to explore. And really the best best opportunity if you're new to Medina County or you're only sure about the one park that's closest to home. The best chance or the best place to go to find information is our website, medinacountyparks.com.
Okay. Well, Nate, thank you so much for all you do. Please extend to your staff that people are so impressed with the parks. I mean, all of them. There isn't any that, and we visit a lot of parks, there isn't any that we go, that should probably be taken care of.
Yeah.
Everything always looks great, and what you've done down here at Holmesbrook Park has just been amazing.
Well, I appreciate that. As the director, I often get the kudos, but I am certain to share that with my staff because it takes all of us to make these parks go, to make them look great.
Boy, isn't that is just exactly what it takes, a village.
That's right. It
There,
does. Yep.
There you go. So, Nate, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming, and we'll be cheering for you November 4th.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.